Hello.
Greetings.
Happy Friday from the
Yes.
Western Australian coastline. We're very excited to be here.
Absolutely.
If you joined us last week, you would have seen our little mishap with our Starlink and the internet not working very well.
It was a shocker. Absolute shocker, wasn't it?
Well, it kind of went from bad to worse, and our Starlink finally gave up on us.
Yes. Don't know what happened. Starlink, kaput, done.
Completely.
So we had to make a run for it, didn't we?
Yeah, I guess as most of you would know, we work online. So I guess gone are the days where you get to pull up at a free camp and enjoy the peace and quiet without internet. When we both pretty much rely on it for work.
Yeah.
So we finished the Great Central Road, and we pretty much had to hightail it to Geraldton.
Yes.
Where luckily for us, they had them in stock at Harvey Bay. Harvey Norman. Not Harvey Bay, Harvey Norman. And we were able to pick one up and be on our merry way.
Yes. Yeah. So last time we spoke, obviously we were in the middle of Australia at Uluru, and yeah, we did 2,000 Ks, and 1,000 of that was dirty, dusty, corrugated. But geez, what an adventure that Great Central Road was. And we completed the Outback Way.
Yeah.
Yes. So it was epic. It was such a good trip, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was brilliant. So we'll get to our footage here.
Yeah. So
you don't have to look at our faces.
Yeah. So basically, we'll put a bit of footage on while we talk. So here we are, straight away, leaving Uluru, heading towards Katajua. So that's also known as the Olgas. So, spectacular, isn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely spectacular.
We popped in there for the lookout as we'd already left Uluru. So we did have Teddy with us, which was fine when we're doing this little bit of trip. To have Teddy in the car with us to enter the national park.
Yes.
He obviously just wasn't allowed out of the car.
Exactly right. But you also had to get permits to be able to pass, basically do the Great Central Road. So you need a permit to go from Uluru to the NT border, and then you need a separate permit from the NT border out to Laverton in WA.
WA border to Laverton.
Yes, sorry, exactly right. So, and that's super easy. You just do it all online. It's free. And you got the permits back instantly. You just got to put which date you intend to go, and you've got 3 days from that date to do the crossing.
Yeah.
So which isn't much. So it's just a transit permit.
Having said that, there isn't a lot to see along the way. It's a lot of Ks you got to put in to get it done in those 3 days, but it's also quite easy to be done. Because there's nothing really to see.
No, not a huge amount to say. It's more about the adventure of conquering the road and basically completing Australia's greatest shortcut, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like it's this part of the road. So this is the start of the dirt in the NT side. So the NT side of this road on the Great Central Road was probably the worst of it. Once you hit the WA border, they have a few graders going, which made the road a lot easier then. But this was definitely, it started off all right, a bit sandy and super dusty, but then it started getting a fair bit corrugated. So we just had to still take our time. So we were still actually able to average between 60 to 70 Ks an hour. On this stretch of the road, so which was pretty good compared to the plenty we were averaging between 40 and 60. That was a lot worse. So the Great Central Road is more than suitable for any type of caravan, really. This was a cool little spot, Lasseter's Cave. So there's a guy a gold prospector in the Outback. He found what he says in his diary. He found a reef. He found a gold reef. So that cave that we were just at was where they found his diary. And in that diary was written that he found this incredible, huge amount of gold, like a reef of gold in the middle of the Outback. And no one ever found it. And that diary was found in that cave, and his body was actually found a couple of k's from that cave, because he went back out looking for that golden reef. Still yet to be discovered. So if anyone wants to do the Great Central Road, take a metal detector with you. You may be lucky. You might strike a rich and find Lasseter's Reef is what it's called. So look it up. It's a cracker. Yeah. So, and at the end of that, you can see we made it to the WA border. Now, what I got to say about the WA border, that was the only sign that was there. There wasn't much at all there.
We were so excited.
We're a bit confused.
We were so excited to get to the WA border. We got ready to hop out, and yeah, no sign. There was one for if we turned around and went to the NT.
To the NT, yep.
But no WA sign.
Yes. Now, the other thing, right, WA is so strict with its border controls.
So we made sure we had absolutely, because we knew that we were going to, as soon as we left Uluru, that we were going to be, that first night, we were going to be in WA.
Yeah.
So we made sure we had no fruit, no veg, no honey, threw that out. Absolutely nothing, because we know how strict they are.
Yep.
However,
when we got to that sign you saw there, it says quarantine bin 18 kilometers from Laverton, which is about 1,000 kilometers away. So we're like,
we still had 2 more nights on the Great Central Road where we could have had fruit and veg, but we didn't.
Yeah.
So a little tip there, if you are doing this road, don't worry about your fruit and veg until you pretty much, it was 18 k's, was it?
18 k's from Laverton. And it was just a bin on the side of the road. There's no quarantine station. Like, if anyone's crossed over into WA, either north or south, they come into your caravan basically and check your fridge and everything like that. So this road, no,
nothing,
absolutely nothing.
And there's a supermarket in Laverton too, so you chuck it out 18 k's before Laverton, and then you've got a supermarket once you get into Laverton to restock.
Yes.
So don't make that rookie mistake that we did. We wish we had known that prior.
Yes.
I mean, it was 2 nights. It's no big deal.
No,
but
just a little bit more.
It is nice to give the kids an apple instead of a muesli bar.
Yep. Yes.
Hi, Alistair.
Oh, yeah, g'day, mate. Oh, yes. I mean, we're loving doing these lives. It's such a good mix up.
Yeah.
We hope you guys are all enjoying it too, because it's and
it's
something a bit different.
And let us know too in the comments, or if you rewatch this, if you'd like us to keep something like this up, because it was only meant to be our east to west kind of trip thing. If there's something that you might like us to keep doing
as we keep exploring
in the future,
yes,
we can definitely look into that.
Absolutely.
Almost forgot at 7 p.m. Well, lucky for us, it's only 5 p.m. here, so it's
Now, we had planned on doing this outside. Actually,
we're like, oh yeah, we get to WA, it's going to be light. It's going to be. We're at a free camp right now, and it is a bit windy and flies.
Yeah, we didn't want to be doing this the whole live.
So we made a last-minute decision. Also, Hawthorn are playing in the AFL tonight, and the boys needed the TV. So we swapped.
Put it all outside.
We've chucked them outside with the TV, and we're inside where we're not constantly going like this as we're trying to talk to you guys.
Oh, it's the best. All right. Now, how about we show?
Hold on 1 second.
Yeah. Oh, nice
Thanks,
one.
Sean. Oh, yep. Awesome. That's good to hear, guys. Thank you. Can you guys talk about water? Oh, it's our favorite topic.
All right.
I'm just going to start with saying that we were in the Gold Coast. If you followed us for a while, we were sitting in the Gold Coast since end of November last year until we left for this trip. Tom was opening a dealership there, a brand new dealership, and it was a bit of a work sort of stint to sit still. We got way used to being in a caravan park.
You got way used to having unlimited water.
And I almost feel like we're starting again from scratch. Now, we're nearly 7 years now of living in a caravan, and that those months of sitting in a caravan has made us not conserve our water.
I've turned into the water Grinch again, haven't I?
You have.
But
we've really been struggling with the whole water situation.
But on the Great Central Road, there's bugger all water.
Oh, there's no water.
No, there's really no water. So you just got to. I think that's also why you only got 3 days to cross. So as long as you carry enough drinking water and all that kind of stuff, 3 days is enough water to carry for 3 days.
Yeah, and we don't drink out of our tanks. We just we have jerry cans for our drinking water so that we can make sure that we've always know that we've got plenty of drinking water.
Yes.
Wiping the kids' feet with baby wipes, or dipping them into a bucket, which is what we did last night because we're at the beach. Is little things like that to try and save your water, but.
All right.
We're struggling at the minute.
So we made it to the WA border. I'll just chuck a bit of footage on here where we hit that WA. So when we hit the basically border, there was a bit of bitumen again, which was very well received. Now, the other thing is, if you notice on the side of the road there, the flowers, like WA this time of year is known for its wildflowers. So normally that is just red on the side of the roads, but there was green, purples, yellows popping up everywhere. It was just magnificent. But one thing we got to say, though, just to be careful on the Outback roads. Yep, just take your time, just enjoy it, and just take it all in. Yep, there's no rush. I mean, you got 3 days to cross it. Just take in all the beauty. Yep. And just again, this part of the road was sensational. So we didn't really show you. The first night we stayed at Warrakuna, which is just a little roadhouse. Nothing there. Absolutely nothing there. There is a shop, fuel, and but we didn't really get much footage of that because we're actually a bit rattled earlier in the day. We come across a bit of a site, an accident, didn't we? We came across a bit of an accident on the road. The police and ambulance were already there, but unfortunately, a car had rolled, a single vehicle accident, and someone actually passed away.
Yeah, so obviously we won't go into that, but it did rattle us for a couple of days there, so we don't really have any footage of that first little bit of the trip. But after that, we continued on. Yeah,
we pushed on. So because the Starlink was no good, we planned on doing 3 nights. I think we planned on doing 3 nights, but we just put in the hard Ks and we pulled over to another spot that you saw earlier, just on the side of the road. I can't actually remember what the place was called.
Lake Throssell?
Yes, Lake Throssell. Yeah, so it's a good little spot. No one around for miles, absolutely miles. So we needed to count how many cars were on the side of the road. Dead cars. They were everywhere. Absolutely everywhere, weren't they? Yep. Lots of broken out cars. Back then, no tow trucks was coming to get them, so they just sat there, left. And people have started just riding on them, I think. Yes, yep. But again, this part of the road was so good. It was cruisy as. We were sitting on between 70 and 80 Ks most of the time. This little spot here is a place called Gillies Breakaway. So this is a great little picnic stop. We'd actually wanted to stay here just basically because of this scenery and watch the sunset come down. But the flies were out of control. And it was only 18 Ks away from Laverton, so right at the end. So we just pushed right through and decided to stay in Laverton for the night, which is where that sign was right at the end. But yeah.
Yeah. And I have mentioned these in the past, but I did grab them out. You can pick up both depending on which way you're going, Winton Visitor Centre or Laverton Visitor Centre, these great little booklets. And it shows you all the distances, the roadhouses, obviously
where all the fuel is.
Fuel is very short in between I did pick this up a couple of years ago, but you can still get them now. It's a little journal. We haven't actually wrote in it, but there's like all sorts of things that to see and do the whole Outback way, and where to get your permits from, where you need your permit, and all that sort
really
of stuff.
good.
It's a super handy thing to have when you're doing these roads, especially when you're so like in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Literally in the middle of nowhere.
Yes, absolutely. And did we see many other people caravans? Yeah, there was quite a few. I wouldn't say a huge amount. Not a huge amount of caravans, I don't reckon. I honestly thought it was going to be like busy, but it wasn't that busy at all, was it?
No.
And
I think we saw more people going the other way.
Yep. Yeah. So more people going towards.
We only really saw people once we sort of pulled up at the roadhouses.
Yep. Yeah. There was a few that were all traveling the same direction and stopping in roughly the same spots as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a lot of water out there? As in to fill up? No. So we stayed at that first roadhouse, Warrakuna.
Warrakuna Roadhouse.
And it was still super hot in the NT, so we're like, let's stop at the roadhouse and have power so we can put the aircon on and be comfortable. But we thinking that we'd have power and water, but we couldn't hook up with water there.
No.
So we didn't fill up that whole time.
No, we didn't. We didn't top up the tanks at all.
Was there dump points at the roadhouses? I can't even remember now.
No, I'm not sure.
No. So you've got to be fully prepared.
In Warburton, there would have been, Warburton, if you stay in Warburton, there is dump points, like it's almost like a proper roadhouse where it's a fenced roadhouse. You can stay at the back in there. But we pretty much, once we left Warrakuna, we did 3/4 of the road. Once we left Warrakuna Roadhouse, which is about 100 k's into the border from the NT.
Yeah, and we then stopped at Laverton Caravan Park. If you don't stop in Laverton, there is water and a dump point and a supermarket there. But we'd done a big trip. We'd gone from that camp spot. How many k's was that? Lake Thurl to Laverton.
That was about 500, and we did about 550 k's in the one day.
Big day because it was slow going on the corrugation.
Yep.
So we're like, well, let's get to Laverton. Let's go to the supermarket, do all the washing and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So once we finally got off the Great Central Road, we started head towards Geraldton, and we stopped in this little town along the way. This was the wildflower
country.
Yeah, like the hot
the
spot.
Capital.
So all these flowers, normally this is just red dirt everywhere. Nothing to see, just red. But the colors were just constantly everywhere. Like it was just mind-blowing.
Constantly changed too. Like 1 minute you'll be looking at all this yellow, and then next minute you're looking at purple, and then the road's pink. And
it was busy. It was busy basically from Laverton all the way to Geraldton, with so many caravanners all coming out to look at the wildflowers. Now this is a canola field. Coming into Geraldton, this is everywhere, like all over the hills. And this is where we are right now. A little place called Coronation Beach, which is about 30 k's north of Geraldton.
Yeah, so
water. We couldn't wait to get here.
We rocked up in Geraldton. We did stay a night at a caravan park there, did all our washing, cleaned as much of the red dirt out of the caravan as we possibly could.
Yes.
I spent an absolute fortune at Aldi, Kmart, Woolies, and Coles.
Yep.
Because I hadn't seen an Aldi since Stanthorpe.
Yep.
Stanthorpe was the last Aldi.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And
you went nuts. Absolutely nuts.
Not nuts. I just stocked up on what we needed when we've got for hungry boys.
Yes. I was just about to talk about it. How did the dust reduction system go?
Oh, yes.
It was probably one of the best things we've ever added to the caravan, by far. Like, there was like no cleaning. There was bugger all cleaning, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Oh,
As far as dust went,
it was amazing.
most of the cleaning was just like footprints and fingerprints on our nice white cupboards.
But the caravan,
as far as dust went,
was sensational.
Yeah.
It's the top of the range one, the caravan, because it's a constant pressure the whole time. There is another one you can get, which is the Dometic one, which is relying on how fast you're traveling. But because we don't have an off-road caravan, I drive a bit slower. I drive a bit slower than possibly off-road caravan. So I was more thinking I'm going to get less pressure inside. So if we put the caravan in, the same constant pressure the whole time, and it didn't let us down. We did forget to put it on once. And we probably got about 30 odd Ks of super dust, and boom, we saw the dust straight away. And so we definitely know that it works because it filled up in the footwell. The dust was already in the footwell at the door. So straight away, whereas before we never had anything there. So if you're going to get dust reduction system, I highly recommend the caravan.
I'm just so glad it paid off because it's something Tom really wanted. And I was kind of like, really?
Yep.
How well is this actually going to work? Surprisingly, it does.
Yep. Oh, Karen, you're going to have to jump on board. You're going to have to, you're definitely going to have to get a leader. Let us know. I'm going to help you out.
The Barossa. I cannot wait to get back to the Barossa.
Oh, yes. Yep.
Love the Barossa.
Yeah, we're definitely going to pop in this year, aren't we?
Yes, I hope so.
Yeah, we're definitely going to.
Our plans are always changing. But as far as
we're driving past,
as far as our trip kind of goes, at the minute, we are meant to be leaving. Well, we were meant to be leaving here tomorrow to head to Kalbarri. Turns out Kalbarri is completely chock-a-block full. Cannot get into any caravan parks. We'd planned to free camp out at Lucky Bay.
Yep.
The Kalbarri Lucky
Great
Bay,
spot.
not the Esperance Lucky Bay.
No.
If you haven't been there before and you're heading to WA, put that on your list because it's such a beautiful spot. But they flooded.
Yes.
Not sure how long ago, and we didn't actually realise this till day. And it's flooded and the road's closed, and it has been for a while. And we spoke to a lady at the Kalbarri Visitor Centre who told us that the road will probably not even be open for another month.
Yeah, it's that bad.
So we're like, oh no.
And I'm like, so that's why the town Kalbarri is completely chockers. Yeah. It makes sense now. Great.
So all the caravan parks are chock-a-block full. We did a bit of switching. I think we're going to stay here another night.
Yep.
And
what a spot though.
Yeah. Beautiful spot. The sun.
$20 a night here too.
Our first day on the coast was raining,
wet,
windy,
cold,
and we'd gone from 38 degrees in the Northern Territory to like 5.
I think it got to 15 or 16.
It was cold.
Oh my god, we had the heater on last night. We had the gas heater on. Oh, that's another one. I'm so glad we got that.
But it was a bit of a shock to the system. But the sun, as of tomorrow, the sun is meant to be shining.
Yes.
It's meant to be beautiful. So we're super excited to hit the
I'm shattered to be missing Lucky Bay, the Kalbarri Lucky Bay, because it's a cracker spot, absolute cracker. So I'm devastated we're not going to get there, but
we might do on our way back down.
Maybe on the way
back into what I was actually getting to was we're only going as far as Exmouth, and then we're coming back down the Western Australian coastline again.
Yep.
So hopefully it might be open then, and we can pop in on our way back down again.
Yes. Yeah, because we're going to go and explore the southwest coast of WA again. Well, quickly, I think. I don't know. We'll see how we go.
Who knows?
But yeah, no, super excited to get up to Exmouth. Well, we're super excited to get out to Steep Point because this will be our 3rd attempt to get out there. The first time,
don't jinx it.
The first time we had issues with the car. I didn't want to risk going out there, so we
were heading out there with some friends.
Yes.
And we're like,
we had to pull the pin. Yeah. And then the next time, the cyclone came in 2001. So again, we missed it. I'm like, so we had to come back. We had to do this trip.
We
East
missed
to
that
west.
whole section. We went to Kalbarri, got kicked out of there, ended up in Monkey Mia, got kicked out of there, ended up in Carnarvon, got kicked out of there.
Yep.
So we're excited to do that little bit again.
Yes. So if you're also watching, just let us know if it is dropping out at all, because we got the new updated Starlink. Oh my God, it seems so much faster. A heap faster. I don't know if it's just because my other Starlink was just rubbish. But the new one, the version 3, I think it is. Oh wow.
I feel like
super quick.
I feel like you do something to it. It's the same with the drone. A new version comes out and then all of a sudden something happens.
We haven't upgraded our drone for years.
Drops out of the sky or you crash it and oh no, we need a new one.
Oh dear.
All right.
But yeah, so if you got any questions about the Outback Way or anything like that, it's definitely.
No, don't say that. Our boys will be so disappointed if
one of the boys.
I can see the flag.
One of the boys is waving a Hawks flag out the window.
Hopefully that means they got a goal.
No, they haven't started yet.
It hasn't started yet? No. Oh, it's the pre-game thing now.
Yes. Yes, but it's but yeah, our kids are footy nuts, absolutely nuts. Is a Starlink integration kit worth it? Yes. Yes, it is. It's to be able to just run off the 12 volts and not the inverter is such a good thing. The 5G I haven't actually used yet because we need another plan. So I've got to double check that because you've got to put an extra SIM in there. I haven't investigated enough. So basically, it's the whole design of the Cowfish is to have the 5G and the Starlink working in conjunction. So if the Starlink drops out, the 5G just goes bang, takes over. So you never have a drop out. But I'm pretty sure you need an extra Wi-Fi plan to be able to run that 5G. So I haven't looked into it enough because the Starlink normally is working really well. Well, it is again now. That's for sure. Yeah.
How much longer will be on the road for?
It's a little bit of a time delay and it's buffering.
Oh, no.
We will see. Great here with the reception. Excellent.
Right. How long will we be on the road for? We don't know. We'd never planned to be on the road 7 years later, like literally this month, like next week or the week after. It'll be 7 years since we moved into our caravan.
Moved into the caravan, yeah.
And we still had our house back then.
It's a long time to live in a caravan.
We only moved into the caravan temporarily to go and help my mum after she had back surgery. And we just pulled the van into her driveway to help her out. And we never left. Poor mum, if you're watching. We decided it was a good space for us to stay while we did the house up.
Fix the house up.
Sold without having 4 little kids running around when we're trying to do open for inspections and things like that. Yeah. And we just we did up the house. It sold super quickly and we never went back to the house again. So we didn't set off to travel until the January. But this month hit 7 years since we moved into the van.
Yeah.
So we'd only planned to go 10 to 11 months. And here we are now. So back to that question, we don't know. It's always an open conversation we have with the kids because we always thought that we would.
Your mum is watching.
Hi, Mum.
Sorry, Julie.
We always thought that we would have stopped by now. I mean, Tyler is 15. So I guess we're going to get to that point at some point where we're going to have to move back into a house.
It might be where we do just some smaller trips. But I know a couple of kids are desperate to play a little bit of sport next year.
I think next year we'll do some longer stints here and there because, Tyler, our eldest, and Chase, our youngest, really would love to join a footy team. Where we do that yet, we're not too sure. How long for, we're not too sure. But we're definitely not ready to stop anytime soon. And we're certainly not ready to move out of the van anytime soon. No. We do keep our eye out for blocks of land We don't really want to go back into that daily grind that we came from.
Yeah.
But if we found a block of land that we could put a shed on,
and just work out of there.
Yeah.
G'day tomorrow.
That would be our dream.
Yes, that would be our dream. Yeah.
Outback has footy teams.
I don't know if I can do that cold winter again, mate.
Did Deanne pay you to say that?
Stephen, yep. Yeah.
Yeah, so who knows? We just take it as it comes, and like I said, we have an open conversation with the boys and make sure everybody's on the same track and see how we go.
Yes, absolutely. How's the van going, Chris? Yeah, the van, amazing. Absolutely amazing. After doing that Great Central Road and the Plenty Road, it is still looking brand new. We are super wrapped. We had 2 screws come out the whole time. That is it. We found 2 random screws, like most vans when you do lots of corrugations. Screws magically appear from somewhere. We only had 2. We were wrapped, and that's like that. We did thousands of Ks of corrugation, so super happy.
As epic as the whole trip was from Winton to Laverton, it was so good to see that coastline again. I think I almost cried. I was like, we're such beach people. If you've been following us for a while, you'll know that we love the beach and we're always near the coastline. Yep. So it was huge for us to do that trek, but it was so beautiful to see that ocean again. Don't stop traveling.
Treasure Island. That's
yeah.
Treasure Island caravan.
I think. I'm sorry, I haven't got there yet, but I get FOMO when I see other people traveling when we're stopping to work. So I think that kind of tells us we're not ready to sort of do that yet. Treasure Island Caravan Park must have footy clubs nearby. Well, they do actually. Chase.
He did Auskick.
He did Auskick at
Southport Sharks. Yeah,
and he did mention joining the footy team there, but he wasn't very happy that it was black and white. So
I played for black and white.
You did.
Belgrave Magpies.
I told him it was almost impossible for us to try and stop somewhere and find a team that's brown and gold.
Yeah.
But I think because before we started traveling, Tyler played for Yarrambat back where we used to live prior, and they were brown and gold.
Yeah.
Hawks colours. So as far as he's concerned, he wants to play with someone that's brown and gold, but we'll see. We'll see what happens there.
Yes. Oh dear. Yes. So.
All right. Well,
that's pretty much it tonight. So we just to wrap it up, we did about 2,000 Ks this last week. 1,000 of it dust, dirt, and corrugations. And the rest was littered by beautiful wildflowers, everything like that, wasn't it? It was an adventure. You know, a little upsetting scene at the start of the trip. But we were able to get over that and see some incredible things like.
I think next week,
see, like this line, we drew our line. Oh, can you just see that? Yeah, they just see it. That line. We finally got to mark this line off. Oh, geez, it looks good on the map. It looks great.
I think was next week officially was our last two more lives I think we've got.
Well, yeah. We were going to do we only planned to keep doing the lives until we kind of finished the east to west trip out at Steep Point, but I reckon we should keep doing something, I think.
Yeah. Well, like I said, put in the comments if you want us to continue, or tell us if you're sick of seeing our faces and us rambling on for so long.
We've got some epic stuff still to do. Like, we've got some great camp spots coming up.
But this isn't the end of the east to west yet. So from here we'll go to Kalbarri, then we'll make our way to Denham and Monkey Mire and do that little peninsula. Do you call it a peninsula? Francis Perrin. Yeah, that little cut off there. And we've got a dog sitter organised already.
For Teddy.
For Teddy while we head out to Steep Point, which will mark the end of the most easterly to the most westernly point.
Yes. Epic.
Which we're super excited to get done.
Yes. All right.
Awesome.
It's almost time. Yeah, I think we will. I enjoy it. I enjoy it. It's
I was worried with a Friday night. People weren't watching.
Yep.
Should we do it
a different night?
Yeah, I guess that's the next question too. Let us know if a Friday night is good because it's footy season. I was worried,
footy season's almost over.
People go out, people do things on Friday and Saturday nights.
Or a Sunday night. Does a Sunday night work? But we just thought we'd give it Friday nights.
Drop that in the comments too.
Yep.
All
right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us again.
We're going to get some dinner started. We haven't fed the kids yet
because it's 5:30.
It's only 5:30 here in WA. So we'll feed those kids. We'll watch that footy, and hopefully the Hawks win tonight. And then we'll have some happy kids in this van.
Yep.
And we will catch you next Friday.
Yes, and keep jumping on this on our socials. Because Amy's continually updating that. We are a little bit behind still on the socials, but Amy puts out what I think is some really good content for you guys to watch. So so make sure you jump on there and have a look.
Tips and tricks. And I think we'll be in Denim next Friday. Is that correct?
Yes, we will be in Denim next Friday. Fantastic, guys.
Thanks, guys.
All right, thanks for joining.
We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.